Just jumping right back in, we've got the Fargo Fresh. We're here with Emma McIntyre, the development manager at Folkways. We've got 15 minutes left in the show and 3 more segments to go through. So I just want to bullet, boom, 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 boom. Don't want to give a short shrift here. Tell me what is in the future for Emma. So you said that, we had a long road to get here. Working with nonprofits, TEDx was a real passion of yours. Emerging Prairie led you to meet 2 people, Joe and some other person who you'd known for a long time, Simone. And then now they made you one of 8 people. You're muckety-muck at Folkways, and that was a couple years ago?
Yeah,
just a couple years ago?
A year and a half, 2 years.
Year and a half? Is that 5 years from now? You thinking you're still going to be there? You're going to have this thing grown? What is on your trajectory? What's your big next steps here?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think it's hard to think of the future and not think of Folkways because they're so intrinsically tied to the community. I'm a big community gal. I absolutely love it. So I think
you found your home.
Yes, exactly. So working on what does financial sustainability look like for the organization, so that way we have farmers markets for the next 40 years.
Yeah.
I think of the kids growing up that attend the farmers market now, and not only how much cooler are they than I will be as an adult, because they'll have had access to this beautiful community program. But also access to fresh local foods.
So this farmers market, is that the one over on Hjemkon Center?
No, that's the Moorhead Farmers Market.
Okay.
So we're just
Yours
across
is a
the
different
river.
one.
Yes, we host it in Broadway Square every Saturday from July until the end of October.
When I say I don't leave the house, I mean it.
Well, you got to bring your kids. You got to bring your kids. It's free, and we
Yes.
promise to entertain them for at least an hour.
Very, very good. And so you guys want to get financial stability, but how about you? As far as so you're the development manager now. It's only one of 8 positions, though, right?
Yeah.
So are you guys looking as part of your nonprofits are tough, right? So when you're a for-profit, each person is a little profit center, and more people should technically mean more profit. That's not always the case with nonprofits. Is that an aspect that you're tackling? That are you looking to expand the number of Folkways people? Do you think 10, 12, 20? Like you said, the Emerging Prairie was around 8 people when you started there. Now they're 40. 5 years from now, do you want there to be 40 people at Folkways? Or what's the vision here?
Can you imagine the community impact if we had 40 people at Folkways, all of the amazing community events we would all have access to?
Yeah.
That would be spectacular. So I think I love being a part of teams that grow, and I'm excited to be a part of Folkways as it's in that growing phase. We've talked about what does it look like for us to expand sauna programming? What does it look like for us to do more events in the wintertime or across Fargo-Moorhead? Right now, based on our team size, we're kind of limited to hosting majority of our events downtown because that's where our equipment is. Events are equipment-heavy, logistical beasts.
Yeah.
So in order for us to do more events throughout the span of the community, we've got to have more humans to help make that possible. So I think we're definitely looking at what does deepening our program look like? What does expanding our program maybe geographically look like? I think personally, whatever happens, I'm just happy to be in community. So it's going to be something that is probably Fargo-Moorhead focused.
So I do some small business. I do a lot of things. You and I going to have to meet after this too, so we can talk about me for an hour. But one thing I do is some consulting for small businesses, and we discuss a lot what I call the limiting factor, right? So like if you're a cleaning business, what is it that's stopping you from making infinite money? In reality, you can get all the work you want. There's lots of people who want work done, right?
Yeah.
But the limiting factor is there's not very many cleaners. Like nobody wants to do the job. So like in reality, your limiting factor is hiring people. So if you want to own a cleaning business, what you really own, you think, I like cleaning, I'm going to own a cleaning business. Well, you own a recruiting business.
Yes.
Like that's what you own, right?
Exactly.
Because that's your limiting factor. In real estate, as I mentioned before, I'm a realtor at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Premier Properties. I have all the people who would do the working, the showing, and the selling. There's 1,000 this is a dirty little secret in the industry, 1,000 realtors. So 1,000 realtors in town. Do you know how many homes are for sale in the metro?
Probably not that many.
600.
Yeah.
600. So it's 1,000 realtors trying to sell the same 600 homes, right? So there's plenty of realtors if you can find the work, right? Yes, the people who want to use you specifically to move that inventory, right? And so the limiting factor, you say, well, I like real estate, I like houses, I like the economy, I'm going to get into real estate. Well, okay, but now you are in the business of just being known, right? Like that's kind of like it's no secret. Like the part of the reason of this show is just so I can know people, right? And part of the reason of everything I do is just so I can know people. I'm very curious. I mean, have you given it much thought as far as Folkways and nonprofits in general? What's your limiting factor? Like, what's holding you back? What is it that you're searching to? If you had, if I had infinite people who wanted to sell houses, I could have infinite sales, right? If I had infinite cleaners, people who wanted to clean toilets, I could have infinite cleaning company revenue. What would make Folkways be an infinite event generator?
Yeah, I think it would be capital, if I'm entirely honest. So finding businesses to bring alongside us with sponsorship or individual donors who want to make an impact on the future of their community. That's our limiting factor right now.
Is a lot of it grants as well, or is it mostly individuals and businesses? Are you getting it mostly just with donations?
Mostly individuals and businesses is what we see a lot of right now. We would love to step more into the grant space. I think that's in the future of Folkways.
Different.
But it's different.
It's a whole other animal.
Exactly. And a lot of them are seeking support of non-existing programs. And right now we're figuring out how to sustain our current programming.
Yes.
So once we get that under us, then it makes it much more feasible to go look at alternative programs.
And I always tell people when it comes, it's like essay contest, really, grants are, you know what I mean? Whereas like a donor, like each individual donor you can solicit, and it's buy my product almost, right?
Yes.
But like grants are more like one big essay. It's a whole other thing in the grant space.
Yes, exactly.
Very cool. Well, excited to see the future there. We are going to jump back in for frequently asked questions, so don't go nowhere.